listening to the White Wall Sessions Radio.
Welcome to the White Wall Sessions Radio. I'm your host, Dan Schaefer. On this week's episode, we feature Thompson Springs, Ian Alexy and the Deserters, and Whalen The Willows. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter by searching The White Wall Sessions. We are now accepting submissions for Season 7. To submit, go to whitewallsessions.com. The White Wall Sessions would like to thank these fine sponsors for their support. Last Stop CD Shop, Bell Incorporated, Workplace IT Management, J. Rick Luthery, The University Center, Screen Flare, The Pink Moon Room, Club David, Great Outdoor Store, local branded convenience stores, Minuteman Press, Vishnu Bunny Tattoo and Piercing, and South Dakota Friends of Traditional Music. Thompson Springs is a three-piece psych folk rock band from Chicago, Illinois. The band currently has 2 records to date, 2016's Artifacts and 2017's EP Fond Regards. Thompson Springs is Matt Smith, guitar and vocals, Jacob Ignace, drums and vocals, and Andy Goicha, bass and vocals.
Hello, this song is called Dandelion Queen. Dandelion queen, I've been feeling some unease. We keep growing up, my arms are getting weak. I've got an uphill view, I'm seeing this through. There's rocks at the top, I hope they ain't loose. The wood piled back in the yard, sweeping you aside is harder said than done. We're in a rocket boat, it's starting to rain. We're swaying to and fro, internalizing pain. Dandelion queen, fragile as can be, waiting for you is killing me. You're my dandelion dream, you're the one I need. What can I do to make you come and find me? Dandelion queen, you put my mind to ease. You're the one I need, you're my dandelion queen. Dandelion queen, fragile as can be, waiting for you is killing me. Dandelion queen, dandelion dream, dandelion queen, dandelion dream.
All right, we are here at the White Wall Sessions with Thompson Springs. Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
From Chicago. So, are you from Chicago or Madison, or how did that start?
I grew up in Naperville, which is a suburb of Chicago, and then went up to Madison for school and met Jake, and we played in a group together for 3 or 4 years. And then that broke up, and Andy was my neighbor just as it was breaking up. So I first started Thompson Springs with Andy, pretty much, and Jake's the obvious addition.
Well, that's convenient.
I'm obvious, yeah.
There's only so many good drummers that can drum, play keys, and sing.
Yeah, I noticed that.
In time.
So. That was pretty interesting how you were playing the drums and the keys.
Yeah,
and, you know, and the singing. So how did that come about?
That was kind of out of necessity. We had done the first EP, they did the first EP together, these two guys, and then after the second EP, we had enough overdubs on top of it, and then we started traveling as a 3-piece. So it was really just to kind of facilitate that extra sound, whether it was kind of a lead sound or a harmony or something like that.
Had you played keys before?
Yeah, my dad's a piano player and started me at like 4 years old.
Nice.
So I was kind of just waiting in the back of my mind. I didn't do anything with
This
it.
needed to be pushed.
Yeah.
So let's talk about being a 3-piece, particularly bass, because there's so much space for everybody, and bass can be really fun in a 3-piece if you're doing what you're doing, all over the place. Talk about that.
No, yeah, I'm pretty melodic with my playing, and I don't know, I like walking lines and not just staying on the simple quarter notes and stuff. And I think that really does work. And yeah, like you said, in terms of a 3-piece.
I think he has the most freedom out of any of us to be all over.
That's interesting.
Works great.
Yeah, because you're busy with drums and keys, and then you're doing this really cool sort of rhythm lead guitar. You know, did you mean to be a 3-piece, or it just happened that way, or do you like it that way and want to stay?
Oh, I mean, it's at the levels we're at with people's schedules and the money we make, it's just like, it's very difficult to have more people.
We've tried a few things.
Yeah, we're always down for other people to play. It just gets complicated with schedules, and I don't think we're really lacking that much. So it seems like it works.
It's a nice dynamic.
It is. It really is fun to watch a 3-piece because of all the stuff going on, you know, and the freedom that everyone gets to have. Yeah. So you've got 2 EPs out right now?
Yeah, 2 EPs, yeah.
Artifacts and Fond Regard?
Yep, Fond Regards.
And you said the first one was just Andy and Matt, right?
Yeah, Andy and I went to New York to record with our friend Rob Laxo, who plays with Kurt Vile. And he had a nice studio out there, and we just made it an adventure, you know, go to New York, record, and stay with friends.
A couple of session players who play the drums and little keyboards. But it was a kind of a layering process, and I guess that started the sound of what the band became.
And then the second one, or the latest one, the Fond Regards, that was all 3, right?
Yeah, that one we did in Madison at a analog tape studio,
Really?
Which is like, I think at least for me, the closest sound, the best sound we've had on a recording, the closest we've been to what we're hearing in our heads. I think it has a lot to do with the analog tape.
Was there a lot more pressure recording with analog tape, or does it feel the same?
No, because it's like dirt cheap to be there, so there was not a lot of pressure to get it right.
Oh, good.
And that really helped us just kind of relax into it, you know?
Sure. Well, where do these songs come from? Who writes them?
I wrote most of them, and then I flesh them out with the guys. And they come from all over my life, and just things I pick up and experiences I have, and weird relations with women and men, and we do a lot of traveling. My dad's a pilot for United Airlines, so I've grown up with some like cheap flights. So I've kind of gone around a lot and just collected random stuff. And it's cool to reflect on life in the form of a song. I just really enjoy it.
The stories and oh glories, keep them sane through the past pain. They revel in the fame of their memories. They just keep moving on. The highway, the byway, cracks past the day, living under a throne. Is it right or is it wrong? Well, I just keep moving on. I shine when I fold. There's still so much to be told. Looking back the way we came seems so long ago.
Coming up after the break, Ian Alexy and the Deserters.
You are listening to the White Wall Sessions Radio.
Ian Alexy and the Deserters are a three-piece folk blues rock band from Minneapolis, Minnesota. The band's leader, Ian Alexy, is a singer-songwriter, guitarist, and producer who is making his second appearance on the White Wall Sessions. Ian is also a member of Hobo Nephews of Uncle Frank with his brother T. The band is Ian Alexy, guitar and vocals, Mike Sini, drums and vocals, and Ben Peterson, bass and vocals.
You always hold on to your pain. You take it with you, both night and day. But let it ride off with the train in the moonlight across the plain. It's just teardrops in the rain, paper airplane in a hurricane. Now he was working both day and night. Got that promotion. Yeah, married a wife. But they shut him down with corporate law, and everything began to fall in. It's just teardrops in the rain, paper airplane in a hurricane. It's just teardrops in the rain, paper airplane in a hurricane. Just let it pass, it doesn't matter. Just let it pass, doesn't matter. They're talking about me, said my time has passed. This upcoming record, man, this should be the last. But I'm singing like a hit parade, marching up the street with the whole brigade in. It's just teardrops in the rain, paper airplane in a hurricane now. It's just teardrops in the rain, paper airplane in a hurricane. Singing teardrops in the rain, paper airplane in a hurricane. Thank you, everybody.
We're here with Ian Alexy and the Deserters. Welcome, guys.
Thanks. Thanks for having us.
Ian, can you introduce this amazing rhythm section of yours?
Absolutely. On my left, this is our drummer, Mike Sini. And on my right, our bassist, saxophonist, and sometimes guitarist, Ben Peterson.
So how long has this lineup been together?
Well, Mike and I have been playing together for about 4 or 5 years. And Ben for a year and a half?
Yeah, just about 2.
About 2?
Yeah.
And it is sort of a larger collective. We have altogether 6 people other than myself that sometimes play with the Deserters. Although the 3 of us is the core, I suppose. But
they're fairly reliable.
But
Fairly reliable.
That's pretty good for a rock and roll band. Fairly reliable.
It's
but
overachieved.
I play solo a lot when I'm not with the band, and sometimes just in order to keep up the schedule, you have to have more people. But Mike is a full-time, always there.
Fairly
He's the
reliable.
only drummer I have.
Fairly reliable.
The only drummer I have, so I rely on him very heavily.
Well, you picked a darn good one, Mike.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your drumming. That is
Thank
just,
you very much.
Indeed.
4-piece kit. Your snare, I think, was only about 4 inches deep or something, right?
Yeah, it's I have more drums, but I like to play simple. I like for the focus to be on his songs, on his lyrics. I just try to do my job, make everybody else, play as a team.
I got to say, just the style you play, that straightforward, just, music, it really, really works. And those little things you're doing are doing exactly what you described you're trying to do. They're just filling in this perfect time for what's going on in the song. And
Thank you very much.
It's really awesome. Have you been playing a long time?
I have. I am 36, and I started when I was 9. My dad was a drummer. He never really pushed me to get into it, but I think seeing the sparkly drum set as a kid,
swinger.
I was just like, I'm going to play that someday. So I'm still learning. Still a lot left to learn.
Yeah, there's a lot. There is always more with percussion, for sure.
Yep.
And Ben, let's talk about your bass, because that is, the way this rhythm section, I got to say, was just really, really awesome. And playing with Ben has got to be pretty good, right?
I'm a very lucky guy to get to play not only Ian's songs, but also to get to play with Mike, who was a drummer that I first knew from the audience, and watching him in one of his older groups when I was with a different group, and it's just been a big treat to play with someone as solid as Mike and to play Ian's songs, which has been fantastic. I've been really lucky, and that bass I got a little while ago. I know I'm not a big gearhead, but I know when I found that one, it was the one. It spoke to me. It was hiding up in the corner, and it was like the music store guy wasn't trying to show me that one for some reason. And I said, that one, I think that's the one. And sure enough, it's the only bass I've ever actually bought. So
yeah, really?
Yeah.
Well, you bought well, because the tone is amazing. And so you two guys together, put with your songwriting and guitar style. I just got to talk about that Gibson guitar of yours. Sorry, I'm kind of a gearhead.
That's okay.
But you had this the last time.
Let's talk gear.
Was that a 49 Gibson?
Yeah, it's the model is an ES 150, because back in 1949 they cost $150. But there's a lot of ES 125s that are the same guitar, but it's smaller, and the 150 is just kind of like a jumbo version. But I went to Berklee College of Music in Boston my freshman year of college, and there was a whole bunch of jazz guitar players and a bunch of guitar shops in that neighborhood, and all these great old vintage guitars floating around. So that one I found for a really cheap price. It was kind of in the corner of a shop, getting dusty, because it doesn't have a cutaway on it. So all the guitar players were shredders in that place and time, and probably still at Berklee College of Music. I'm sure they're all still shredders. So they wanted, to be able to get up real high. So that guitar, the guy told me it had been sitting in the shop for years, and I was like,
That's
I will take it. The rest of you are a bunch of fools.
So you've been playing, and the tone you get out of that and the versatility you get out of that thing is really amazing, because you've just got a couple pedals on it.
Yeah.
But it's a shredder itself if you want it to be. But it's got a real big, thick tone. It's more like a sort of managing it, or it's like riding a bull or something. There's all this sound coming out, so you just want to kind of
hone it into what you want.
Do you think in that guitar's lifetime it ever thought it would be sounding like this, or do you think it was always going to be?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe it thought it was going to be like in the Benny Goodman big band or something. But I mean, it's Charlie Christian, Benny Goodman's guitar player. It was his model. I don't know if it was modeled after him or he just played it, but the ES-150 is synonymous with Charlie Christian, the jazz guitar player.
This ain't no place to raise a couple kids. This ain't no place to find you a lover. I forgive myself for all the things I did, all the years wasted keeping cover. This place will never change for you. It's up to you to make it better. They hold you down and it's tearing you apart. You think you love her, but you gotta forget her. Gotta forget her. There's no need to explain. Come inside, out of the rain. You loved in truth and you loved in vain. Feet on the ground, high as a plane. This ain't no place to kick a bad habit. This ain't no place to lay down forever. There's nothing for you there in the darkness. You think you love her, but you gotta forget her. Gotta forget her. There's no need to explain. Come inside, out of the rain. You loved in truth and you loved in vain. Feet on the ground, high as
Coming up after the break, Whalen The Willows.
You are listening to the White Wall Sessions Radio.
Heading west on I-90 from Austin, Minnesota, Whalen The Willows made their way to Sioux Falls to perform at the White Wall Sessions. Whalen The Willows are Joshua Whalen, guitar and vocals, Jessica Williams, vocals, Trevor Bordelin, bass, Victoria Torkelson, violin and vocals, Nick Broughton, guitar, and Craig Russell on drums.
I'm feeding ghosts. I'm chasing nightmares. I'm beating down the doors. I sit at home, taking all my medicine. Oh, my heart is beating faster. I am holding grudges all alone. Can't sleep through the storm in my head. I'm feeling ghosts. I'll write it down for life, not glory, with a pen full of promises. I'm curious. I think too much. Oh, my world won't slow down. I am holding grudges all alone. Can't sleep through the storm in my head. I'm feeling ghosts. I wear broke man's armor, a heart of stone, the mind of a coward, lungs filled with gasoline, lead shoes sink me to this bottomless river. I am holding grudges all alone. Can't sleep through the storm in my head. I'm feeling ghosts. I'm feeling ghosts. Oh, I'm feeling ghosts.
We're here at the White Wall Sessions with Joshua Whalen The Willows.
Yes.
Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Joshua, can you introduce this fine set of musicians here?
Absolutely. It would be my honor. To the left of me is Jessica Williams.
Hello.
Yep.
Welcome back.
Beautiful voice. We got Trevor Bordelin on the bass.
How do you do?
And then after that, we got Victoria Torkelson on violin.
Hello.
Nick Broughton on guitar.
Yo.
That's right. Cool, and Craig Rozelle on the drums.
Hello.
Oops, I thought we were supposed to mute the drummer's mic. Is that what...
Yeah, for me, so I apologize.
So
all new.
All from Austin, Minnesota?
Yeah, pretty much.
Area, yeah.
I mean, Craig, were you born in Elberly?
Stillwater.
Stillwater. Okay, but a couple of them live in Elberly. It's like a 10-minute drive from Austin.
Sure.
But pretty much Austin natives, yeah.
So Joshua and Jessica were here in season 2, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, a long time ago. It was just the two of you, which was a wonderful set. But when you add this band, oh my goodness. I mean, let's talk about this music. The texture of the music, first of all, comes from the writing. But it's like, every little drum beat, every little bass run and fiddle or violin, whichever you prefer. It's like that was the perfect thing for that space in the song. And, so where did that come from?
It was like magic. I wish there was like a super cool story, but it was just everything fell in place. And we all, Victoria got me started in theater like 10 years ago. Maybe not that
Probably,
a while ago, but I met her at
25.
Riverland Community Theater in Austin. Trevor and Nick were students of the music department there. I met Jess in the theater. So it was like we all kind of been around each other for a lot of years. And then we had a daughter. She's 3 now. So when Jess got pregnant, we kind of bowed out for a while. And I was like, I got to play more. I got to get this thing back together. And Nick had gotten back from Wyoming. He was out there for a while. I said, Nick, let's play some music. Let's start a band again, or let's just do something. And then we strangled Victoria into coming. Dragged her in. She wasn't sure. And then we were going to do something, and Jess had no interest. She's like, no, I just don't want to do it anymore.
New mom.
Yeah. But we tricked her and got it. I was like, well, just sing with us a little bit, to help us figure out. Yeah. And then she's like, oh, yeah, that is awesome.
They said, so you're back in, right? And
Yeah.
yeah.
You're in.
Yeah.
So it was this lineup that you just set that with.
And then we brought Trevor in, and Trevor used to be a guitar player, and then he became a disciple of the bass. He's like a bass maestro, and we started playing. I was like, this is incredible.
We were all talking about the tone of the bass and the way he's playing it. I mean, going up on the neck and those little lead things you're doing, it's just really cool. But, it all starts with the song, really. And then, and what is this song asking you to do on the bass and on the fiddle? So, I'm sorry, I keep on the fiddle. Is it a violin to you or a fiddle?
Violin.
Okay, good.
I went to a fiddle contest once, and they kind of laughed at me.
How long have you been playing?
14 years. Yep.
So, where did you all find your parts, mainly this side, for these songs? Did Joshua come in, bring them into you, and then you just kind of found it, or did you have places in mind?
How it's always worked is I'm like, here's a song, and they get it. They get it, and they're like, yeah, no, okay. Yeah, sure. I know what to do.
Yeah.
And they do it. And we work together, and, we're like, well, maybe try this, or here's the vibe we're going for. Here's what the song, what it feels like to me, and we share that, and it's just natural. Mm-hmm. Everyone's like, yeah, no, duh, that makes sense. I know. And that's what's blowing my mind is I've played with a lot of musicians over the years trying to put something together, and just never worked. But the second you get with someone that gets it, and it's just like magic. It's like, wow, cool.
Yeah. I mean, talk about that, y'all, because not only is it what you play, but it's the way the songs build and come back, and all that stuff going on. Yeah. Where does that come from?
Well, I know when I play, my biggest motto when he brings a song to me, or I guess when I approach any song, is just the most important part of the song is the song. It's not an individual person or a part, it's the song. And so for me, that all starts with just listening. Just put your instrument down, sit down and listen. What's he trying to say? What are the chords saying? There's always voice leading hidden in chords that you can find. And really when I found my stride, we were in the studio for the first time, and he went in to just get the guitars down and the tone, and they had 3 different guitars, so he was just playing the verse over and over and over again. And it probably would have drove anyone else insane, but I'm sitting here trying to write a part, you know, and think like, okay, today's it. We got to cement something, get it down, you know, what are we trying to say? And for some reason, I just remember it just like coming out of the speakers in the studio, and I went into the break room where you eat and stuff, and I just played the line, and bam, it was there. It just like came out of me. And I think it's just a place of really listening and trying to understand something, you know.
Sure. Yeah. Is that the same for the others? Because that's absolutely right.
Yeah, it's mostly just listening to the song over and over again and just kind of trying different things out, and whatever works kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It all just fits.
Yeah. There is a lot of collective input too.
Yeah.
Like if we have something that we think is solid, I find a lot of times we'll stop ourselves and be like, hey, what if we, you know, cut out and we went a cappella here, you know, something like that, you know. So we try stuff too.
Labor the
Thank you so much.
The White Wall Sessions is recorded at Last Stop Studios in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and is produced by Spectrum Films Incorporated. Executive producers are Jeff Zuger, Doug Taylor, Greggy Johnson, and Jay Fishback. Head of broadcast is David Palmer. Associate producer is Mike Yeager. The White Wall Sessions Radio is produced and edited by Jeff Zuger. Audio recording and mixing by Kevin Phipps, Chad Conrad, August Dahlgren, and David Palmer. Scheduling and artist relations, Tom Eisner. Be sure to join us again next week. Same time, same place.
You are listening to the White Wall Sessions Radio.